What's up guys, welcome back to D4Fix YouTube channel. Today I would like to share with you guys about the camera lens. Camera lens is going to be Canon EF lens series, okay? A 72-200mm lens. It's going to be telephoto zoom lens and a really awesome product, and I do really like it. For a aperture, it's going to be 4.0. Then does a lot of job, and 72-200mm lens. For the weight is gonna be 0.88 pounds on it, and for a full frame, it's not really full frame, 35mm full frame. So that would be awesome. I don't know how much I handle the job about the photo shooting. I'm gonna go outside and shoot some photo and showing to you guys how much I handle the job. And for a video mode, I think it's gonna be handle the job. Talk about this kind of lens. And if you look at over here, they have the autofocus and they have the manual focus, and they don't even have the only things that for my recommendation is gonna be a stabilization. But this kind of lens, when you look up the price, is really cheap. It's under $600, and if you get higher price over $1,000, and that would be really awesome. Handle a lot of job for a stabilization for your image, whatever you shoot or whatever you take a photos or video mode. I think it's gonna be that's the job really good. For an aperture, it's gonna be lower than 4.0, right? So let's talk about this. The lower aperture, the more price is on the lens. So that is, I don't know why, because the aperture, so when you bought a lower aperture, you know, you can tell, you can count the price on the lens. So that's what I'm talking about today. I think it's gonna be really awesome to handle the job with this kind of lens, and I hope you guys gonna like it, and make sure to stay tuned. I do have one of the video that I review the Canon lens, so 135 2.0. Make sure to go ahead and check it out. It really handled the job. But that kind of lens you guys gonna see on the video, and I'm gonna link down below as well, and that would be easy for your guy for that video. Then today we are talking about a Canon EF lens series. I think they do have RF lens series if you have your Canon R5, R6, R7 or R8, and you can go into Canon website and check for the RF lens series. Today I'm talking about only EF lens series, so telephoto zoom lens. One more thing is that we have to go all over. For a filter size, it's gonna be 67mm, and you can go ahead and check if you want to get a filter for this kind of lens. And it's better to go outside and shoot some photo. We can talk about that later on. I see you guys a little bit. Boom. Okay, here we go. I'm outside over here and trying to see so how much handle the job with this kind of lens and different kind of lens. So this kind of lens we call a telephoto lens, and how much handle the job. If you look the price on the lens, it under $1,000. If you want to spend more budget on the lens, then you can get about over $1,000, and you're gonna get the best quality for the image that came out from the lens. So what I'm talking about is trying to say this kind of lens, and if you make it a photographer and video photo shooting, it really handle the job. Then when you making a video, I don't even think it handle the job 100%. because they don't even have a stabilization on this kind of lens. And if you do want to get a stabilization on this kind of lens, you can spend more budget on the lens. So it would be over $1,000, and you're gonna have more option for more option on the lens over here. And they do have a stabilization on the lens, and really handle the job with a video mode. And if you trying to get the lure you think like under $1,000, and you can get this kind of lens, then they don't even cost more. But the option is, and they do have the same aperture. They do have a 4.0 aperture, and the other lens, they do have a 4.0. For a weight, it's gonna be a little bit different, but this kind of lens, they really lightweight, and when you are carrying, and they're really you know, awesome. So I'm trying to shoot some of the photos over here, see how much handle the job. And I think it'll be like the lighting today is really good outside, and not too shiny day, and really awesome afternoon. And hope you guys gonna like it, this kind of video. And if you guys have any question, just leave me a comment down section below. Here's two options. One option is gonna be under $1,000, and one option is gonna be $2,000. And which one you want to get? Do you want to get a $2,000 one, or do you want to get an under $1,000 one? Two different kind of lens, but they do have the same ability to handle the job. But ability mean for the aperture, they do have the same aperture, and 4.0. And if you look on the over $1,000 lens, the 200 millimeter lens, then they do have 4.0 aperture. And if you look at an under $1,000 lens, and they have a 4.0 aperture, and if you look compared to these two different kind of lens, the other lens, they don't even have a stabilization on the lens, and the other lens, they do have a stabilization motor option for you, and you can shoot a video mode really awesome. You can shoot a cinematic, or when you are shooting a video mode, and it's gonna be a little bit awesome. Then when you look on the under $1,000 lens, but when you shoot a video mode, the only things that you have to focus on, they don't even have a stabilization was on it when you shoot. And I think for the shutter speed, and you have to set it up more than a 100, over 100. So the best way that to set it up your shutter speed on the and $1,000 lens, and it should be right about 250. For a over $1,000 lens, I don't have any option for you guys, and just trying to use it and how much I know the job, and let me know on the down section below. Then we're gonna go ahead and shoot some other photos and how much I know the job, trying to review with a video mode as well and how much I know the job. But I think it's gonna be a little bit pretty awesome. And if you look at the price on this kind of lens, really cheap, trying to learn how to shoot a photographer, and I think this one is gonna be the best for you guys to get this kind of lens. But over $1,000, and they do have a lot of more option, and they do have a stabilization was on it, but it's gonna be cost a little money. Then this kind of lens, like I said, if you want to know more about this kind of lens, just leave me a comment down section below. Now I'm trying to shoot some of the photos over here. Let's see, try to get this kind of. So right now shooting with a 4.0 aperture for a shutter speed 250. So over 250 is a lot more handle the job. Like I said, they don't even have a stabilization was on it to get a little bit stabilized on the image that came out from this kind of lens. So right now we're shooting with EOS 60, and the lens, like I said, 72 200 millimeter lens. Right now set it at for the picture style, it's gonna be a Sony style. Like I said, if you guys want to know about the Sony style, how to install it and how to download it, and make sure to check the video right here. Check it out. Then let's try to see one of the photo right here. Get it a little bit closer. Okay, here we go. One shot. Get it. Nice. This is how the lens handle the job when I shoot. So if you want to see detail info, so you're gonna see over here for the info 250 for a shutter speed, aperture, like I said, f4.0. So really awesome, and do like it. Trying to get more photos. Trying to be a little bit closer. So I'll try to shoot like a distance 72 200. Most of the time when I shoot, I set it up to 200. So let's shoot a 100. How much handle the job? Pretty awesome though, really like it. So go into 200. Nice. Now let me shoot a 70. So let me shoot over there. See, trying to get Trying to get the best images over here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come close to me. So I think it really awesome, but sometimes, you know, a little bit complicated. For my recommendation, this kind of lens is not for a filmmaker. If you are a photographer, if you're trying to get this kind of lens, if you low in on your budget, this kind of lens is going to be for you. And really cheap and really easy to find it down the link section below. And make sure to check it out. Or if you want to go to Canon website, that would be great. For more information, like I said, just leave me a comment down section below. Let me see a video mode, how much handle the job. Let me shoot a 1080p, so full HD. It's gonna be 30 frames per second. So let me see, 30 frames per second. For the aperture, had to be 60. Okay, and the IOS is too high. Let me set up IOS 100. Then the aperture is 4.0, like I said before. And this kind of lens, if you do have anti-filter, that would be really awesome. So let me try to shoot a 70mm and how much under the job with a video mode. All right, let me see, start it from over here. It's kind of still a little bit shaking, like I said. So this kind of lens, they don't even have a stabilization with on it, and really hard to get, you know, to get really the best shot. So let me zoom into 200. How much handle the job? When I switch to 200, then for a focus, it doesn't even focus on the subject, and really hard to focus. Like I said, this kind of lens, they do have a option for autofocus. You can use autofocus and manual focus, or the distance, then you can set it up 1.2 meter or 3 meter. So it depends how much do you want to get a focus on the subjects that you want to get, right? And the other lens, they do have the same ability, but it handle a lot of job, over $1,000 lens. So that is really great lens that to have it. But I wish I would get one of these. This kind of lens is better to shoot on the tripod. I see one of my friends, he put it on the gimbal, but does have a stabilization on the video, but not really. You still have a lot of shaking, whatever, when you're trying to move, when you move to the right or you move to the left, and camera starting shaking, it wastes a lot of battery life on your gimbal. Then the best way is to put it on a tripod. So two options for you. One option is you're gonna spend a little money on the lens, but when you look ability on the lens, it doesn't have a lot more ability to use it. But you do have a 4.0 aperture. Then when you're on a video mode, then they don't even have stabilization with on it. As far as the distance is too far and you're trying to shoot and you're trying to, you know, twist to the 200mm, then the image is, you know, starting get a little bit shake. It's not a little bit shake, a lot more shake on the image, on the video. Then you don't even have a good vision for that. So if you get a over $1,000 lens, then you're gonna have the best quality of the image that came out from the lens. Let me know if you guys have any question for this kind of lens. Leave me a comment down section below. Then I do have one of the video for a Canon f2.0 100 to 35mm lens, right here or right here. Sometimes mess it up, maybe right here. Trying to get a little bit on focus. Nice, really on focus. So, but do have a little bit shake, you know, do have a lot more shake, not a little bit. And look at it over here. Then when I swing my camera to my left and trying to get on detail this one, let's see. Yeah, it's autofocus, but I don't know why. Then it's only focused on 3 meter. So as far as you get into the subject, you have to focus on right about over here. Okay, and what about the branches over there? And now it's on focus and really good. See? Oh man, I do like this kind of lens. All right, it make a lot more sense for me. And when I trying to review this kind of lens, if you guys really like this kind of video, and just leave me a comment down section below. Trying to make more video for promoting a camera lens, and for a photographer, or if you are a filmmaker. Most of the time what I'm doing is I was the one that a filmmaker, I'm not a photographer. It really handle the job. And for a photo mode, or if you know how to do it, and if you know how to shoot, and this is gonna be for you. All right, and if you really want this kind of lens, then make sure to check down the link, or you can go to Canon website. I'm gonna link Canon website down the link as well. Try and shoot it on a tripod. I think it's gonna be handle the job a lot more. And with a hand, I don't think really handle the job. And let's see, is that focus? Yeah, really focus, and shoot it. And really smooth. And you better have a tripod so you can swim your camera to the right or to the left, so the subject that you wanted to shoot. All right, and really good and really smooth. But my recommendation that when you touch a tripod, you see that when I touch a tripod right here, and the camera starts shaking, and you have to be careful when you shoot. Then we're gonna go into all the way over there and see. Really nice writing. And like I said, you see that whatever, when I let it go, and the camera starts shaking a lot more. I really like it. Or we shoot, what about this one right here? Yeah, going down a little bit. And oh yeah, really awesome. And I'm trying to get a little bit further over there. So like I said, if you want to get the best quality of the image that came out from the lens, and make sure you should have a tripod. So that is my recommendation for you guys. And you can see the detail from the lens. Oh man, I like it. Yep, so that it is. Two different things. So one is with holding with my hand, and without tripod, without gimbal, and one of the with a tripod. Which one is the best one? I think on the tripod is really awesome, but the only thing is that you cannot move the camera. And if you want to get a, I don't even recommend with a holding with your hand and you're making a video, and I don't think so. So when you put it on the tripod, it really awesome. And this is D4Fix. Like I said, don't forget to smash the subscription button, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.